Well, there you are again. Charlie Greer podcast. I do this every day. Today, Delphi murders, Flora fire, same cast of characters. Let's dive into this. Oh, first of all, please like, share, subscribe. If you want to support the channel, it's in the description. Information for Zelle. And also, let's pray for these kids, the Delphi kids, and then the Flora. There's four, so a total of 6 girls. Man, same county. So pray, their families, law enforcement, everybody, fire department, whatever, whoever is involved. Let's get into this. So, the Flora fires and the Delphi murders, it's just unbelievable what is going on and the officials and how the law enforcement are treating these cases. It's just, I've never seen. I mean, again, I think that when I looked up Carroll County, there's like 25,000 people. And both of these, the Flora and Delphi, they're in the same county, Carroll County, which I think it's only like 25,000 people. Same sheriff, same cast of characters, certain, and the same MO by city officials and law enforcement, meaning they're holding stuff back under the guise of that it will affect the case. For one, in the Flora fire, it was a 911 call, which should just be public record. Anywhere else, a 911 call, they sued, so it wouldn't be released under the guise, under the that they would. It hurt the case. It's been 6 years, almost 6 years, on both these cases, and again, you got it when you pull away the onion layers. Like, well, how could this happen? People in every area, you vote in the people that you want to represent you. People are easily fooled. Now, these people that are easily fooled are the ones that claim they'd never be fooled, yet you're being fooled. So it's like, you guys voted in these people over and over in some cases. It's like they have the Stockholm syndrome, meaning they actually relate to people that are holding them down. That's a thing. That's as old as time too. So let's go through. We've talked about the Delphi murders. So, they haven't released much of anything. Any other case, they would release a cause of death, something. And they're like, oh, we're holding back information. So, people don't want to come in false confess. So we know they're lying or whatever. But man, you got to release something. Nothing. Not that video and that audio, which I don't even know. I have suspicions about whether that was manipulated or planted. I don't even know. There's so many. Was it a setup? It was just that, yeah. But under this excuse that, oh, this information will hurt the case. Well, man, in every other case, it hasn't. I mean, what, huh? Again, they're not prepared for certain things. Okay, in the Flora fire, 4 girls died in a fire. It's just horrible. It's tragic. Pray for their families. Pray for them. And then at first they're like, oh no, it was fine. Then another investigator came in. It's like, no, this was arson. So people quit. The fire chief and his son. That's another thing. There was like a father and son. Come on, man. Do people really? Haven't you read any ancient book? You can't have nepotism. If you want corruption, nepotism, favoritism, cronyism. It's as old as time. It goes back to shit. The people fall for it. Well, he couldn't, dude. I went to high school with him. He couldn't. I get that. I grew up in a small town, a hillbilly town in Tennessee, about the same size as Delphi. And for some reason, the locals think just because they know someone or their daddy or they're certain whatever, they got money, whatever, they can't do no wrong. Quite honestly, you have to, people that are around there, you voted these people in. You continually vote for these people to represent you. You understand what I'm saying? And let's take the Delphi murders and the Flora fire. You take it because everybody's got a POI and what they have. Take away all that. And what are you left with? You still got this law enforcement and city officials that are basically doing the same thing, holding stuff back. Not, oh, dang, making mistakes. You know where I'm getting at? I mean, what does that tell you? I mean, I don't want to, I can't say, I'm already getting doxxed, so I can't say much, but what does that say? And they're doing like two kind of dances here. They're doing like, well, to protect the case, and also it was just human error. Like, oh dang, we made mistakes. Like incompetence. They're literally incompetent, right? See, forget about your POI. Think about that. Take that away, and think about what's going on here. Why would it be going on? That small little place, 25,000 people, and within a year or a couple months, 6 underage girls are dead. And then it was arson. And I heard somewhere like one of the first responders, he had like accelerant on him or something. And in the Flora fire, the fire department's like 100 yards down the road, yet a Delphi police officer was one of the first to show up, which is like a 10, 15-minute drive. Huh? What? Is it me? Am I just the dumbass who I can't wrap my head around, you know? Oh, and that one of the first responder who actually got injured, he's been at the first response, like at a bunch of fires, like 5 or 6 fires, and acting like a hero. Man, you got to have somebody come in there to realize that these certain characters, that's what they do. They'll set a fire, then come in. I'm the hero. Not saying he did, but if you look at like statistics and stuff, it's a thing. You know, we're talking about kids getting murdered here. It seems like people forget about that. Like some of these podcasters I watch about the Delphi, they don't mention even Abbott. It's just the crime, and they're I self, me, and them, and this, and that. They have no pity for anything. They're just wallowing in like, I want to be famous, YouTube famous, or whatever. They don't even mention. They've never. Oh man, drives me crazy. I mean, it's just sad. Where are the protests? Where are the local people standing up? Are they that scared? Are they that? They got Patty Hearst syndrome, the Stockholm syndrome. They're just like, oh no, I better not. Shit. It gets to the point where it's like, man, y'all made your bed. And that's the bed you got to sleep in. You voted these people in. Now, granted, people, I get it. You know, I don't necessarily vote in the local, see, that's what people are, you know. And most of the time, these people win on a little small percentage, 20% of the vote, 30% of the vote, because people don't vote. To be fine, you know. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. And where are the House of Representatives from around that area? Where's the senator? Where's the congressman? No one has spoken up. If you do see something on the news about these, it's just kind of like lollipops, and you know, just they kind of just, you know, cover, you know, just like it's snowflakes, and you know, don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, I guess. It's a shit show, both of these cases, man. Same cast of characters too. It's like a spinoff from a show or something. It gets weird. I have never seen any kind of see, it just is like, what? And people don't focus on the Flora fire. That kind of gets you know, put under the. And didn't they have like a reward? And since it wasn't, they didn't use it. They gave it right back to the fire department. What? Rewarded the fire department who. A bunch of them quit, and this, that, and the other. Where's the investigation? Where's the federal? Has the FBI even stepped in? I heard the FBI hadn't done. What in the world? Is this what it's gotten to? Is this how it is? As long as you have a funny uniform on and a hat and go out there and like, you know, spread your agenda, well, that's fine. See, it's almost 6 years, man. What is going on in that county? Who do you go? Who could you, I mean, shit. Nope, it's so fine, you know. Why didn't the fire department, why did they take so long? They're like, what, 100 feet, 100 yards, whatever it was, on the same block or something? Yet a police officer from Delphi has to come. They won't release the 911 in the Flora, the call, the 911. That should be the first thing they release. That's public record, man. No, they sued. Again, there's two groups of people. They sued themselves, basically. Is that what you're telling me? The judge, yeah, they sealed it. What is on that 911 call? That the reason they sued is like, oh, we have to cover this call because it will affect the case. What are you talking about? How? Well, they can speak in generalities and they can see they're using low-hanging fruit, man. They're not even good at what they do as far as like cover up or whatever's going on. My humble opinion, I don't know, but something's not right. Let's just say, like in the most innocent thing, they just aren't ready. They were incompetent. They're not prepared. Then wouldn't you get somebody in? Wouldn't you call another agency? Because in the Delphi case, the TBI, Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, has volunteered. They've been nope, can't see anything. GBI, Georgia Bureau of Investigation, turned them away. All the while spinning it like, oh no, we didn't turn them away. We're working with them, huh? Really? They're not even good liars, man. They don't even have enough. They just put a puzzle-gutted dude there, and it just come on. Don't you see what the world? You're on this world spotlight, dude. The only constant is change. Change is coming. Okay, I know it's an election year, all this stuff. You don't think that you're going to be able to, especially with all the YouTubers now and putting the spotlight on this stuff. You're getting away with it. Whoever it is, I'm not pointing the finger. Whoever it is, because I think that I support law enforcement. I support the fire department. I don't think it's all. I think it's just a few. I think that they're all in these secret groups. You got to be to get some good. And what people don't, I guess they read history, but every 300 or 400 years, human behavior, these people will come up with a secret society. It's always a different name, whatever. And then they get around corruption, whatever. And then the public comes in and they're always dealt with. We're about due. It's every 300 or 400 years. You don't think, just go, well, I'm this and that, the other, and I got my license plate that says I'm the so-and-so. Bro. Really? Because when it comes out, unfortunately, they won't be able to walk down the street. As a person of faith, I got to pray for everybody. That's one of the hardest things about my faith. I got to pray for some of these sorry ass people, but I have to. That's what I got to do. And it's better for me. I don't hold any grudges, man. I get it. People are clinically and legally insane. But then again, most insane people, not all of them are catatonic. It's about power to them. That's what Doug Carter said in that presser. Forget about the money. They relish, subconsciously, they relish in doing this. They get off. Okay? Most of the time, they're weak people too. You've got to use covert means, subversive behavior, in the dark, whispered, rumor, talk. You know what I mean? People will, a mother pushing a baby stroller will take care of business I'm telling you, when it comes down, they ain't going to put up with this. People are coming around. Again, they voted these people in. There's just so much you can do with people. If you're like, oh, dang, I ain't gonna, you can't reach people. You know that they've done studies. It's easier to fool people than explain to them they're being fooled. Think about that. It's easier to fool people than to tell them they're being fooled. They will attack. They'll go, oh, not me. Oh, no. It's like, dude, you've been sheep dipped. You got Stockholm syndrome. You're a folio. No, that's it. A lot of these people are in levels of power too. See, that's what you do. You put these people a certain IQ, a certain behavior, personality. You don't have to tell them about corruption. They'll just do it. They'll protect you. You have to tell them anything. Again, even these secret groups or whatever, they're not told everything. It's just a little bit, a little percentage knows what's really going on. While the others are, they might even have them do good or whatever, but I have a feeling something's going on, a bigger sting, like like an intelligence operation. I think the government might be involved. They're going to crack down. I have a feeling. Because this is just, I mean, maybe not. Maybe I'm a fool, And how could the first fire investigators that were there say it was just natural fire, like, oh, electrical, whatever they said? And then people were like, hey, no. And then they came back and yeah, it was arson. How would you not know? If you're the fire chief or whatever, are you that incompetent? Is that his excuse? Like, I don't know. I missed that training. I didn't know. I mean, I don't know. How can you get away with this? People I know and in my life, you can't get away with nothing. Yet here these people are like, oh, see, since I'm this, that, and the other, I can just do what I'm going to do. And then use the lamest excuses. And sue the city about a 911, huh? People should have been in the street, man. Is it like that? Where they just, oh no, I can't, I don't know what to, come on. I mean, it's just, it just blows my mind. There's only so much you can do for people. If they've got the information there in front of them and but then again, if they've grown up with this behavior, well, they'll just do what they're told. Most people are insecure about their own life. They don't want to speak up. Maybe even if they do, they'll go along with the crowd. Watch those studies they've done about human behavior. Watch the one where they're in the lobby of a doctor's office and they're all standing up and the person comes in. They just start doing the same. They'll follow the fool. Following the fool. That's just all they'll do. And there's other suspicious stuff, like the judge on the Delphi case. I don't know if he was the Delphi case, but he is the one that resided over the ex-mayor's uncle who got caught up in some stuff, and he's sentenced in. He's the one that was found in the barn with his car fell on him. See, there's all this weird stuff. I can't keep up with it. I need an Excel file program just to, I need like an assistant to like. And wasn't there another police officer that came back? He retired, came back, and then he supposedly like committed suicide. I'm talking about the Delphi. It's just, it's sad. Again, how can you help people that won't help themselves? How can you keep people from themselves? You can't. No. Again, it's easier to fool people than to tell them they're being fooled. The person that's fooling someone, it's easy done with. And then the person you're trying to explain to them, no, they'll come attack you. They'll go on the offense and then side with the other person. Then they both attack you. And it's just like a thing. And I quite honestly don't think that this is some kind of scheme where law enforcement did these crimes. I think there's but they have to cover, because either whoever did it was in this secret group, or there was a CI, a confidential informant, or the people that did these crimes are connected somehow. So they cover for it because they don't want it to go up the pyramid of power. See, people don't understand how the world really operates. They think that everybody's good and they're gonna. No. Haven't you read any kind of old book or any kind of these things? It repeats itself. And also, I get it, man. People have families, they have jobs, they have soccer games to take their kids to, this, that, and the other. A lot of times they don't want to think about certain things. I get that, but you're going to have to. You're going to have to. Because I have a feeling something else is about to happen. See, this is not this, and maybe it already has. And we just don't, Of course, that judge, a car fell on him in a barn. Like he had lifted the car by himself. I guess that happens. I guess. Uh, is something else going to happen? Because this is the thing. They can't, they, again, it's like how people eat potato chips. You're just not going to have one. You're going to eat that bag. You're going to do what you do. Especially if they think, hey, this is working. We can get away with, I mean, come on. I just have this sneaking suspicion that there is something, I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm again, this is my humble opinion. Quite honestly, I'm not the best YouTuber on either of these subjects. It's just my humble opinion. This it frustrates me. I moved to back to the Midwest, so I'm in the Midwest now. I spent 24 years in California, and I'm not that far, maybe 2 or 3 hours from that area. I've never been there, but it's like, and I live in a pretty small town now. It's not, it's a little bigger than Delphi, but um, what is going on? And nothing has changed besides a few people resigning or anything. But in the Delphi case, they're the same kind of. And the ex-mayor, well, he's now a deputy assistant attorney or something. And I'm not saying that he had anything to do with it. I'm just saying that shows cronyism, nepotism. And it turns out that a district attorney in Delphi, well, the ex-mayor worked in his office as a high school, and he's his mentor, and this cronyism, favoritism, nepotism. That's corruption, people. That's a crime. Don't get it hey, and they talk, they brag. Well, yeah, I was used to be it's just come on. They are the most nanny boo-boo. I've never seen another case like these. It's just like, what? And then all this attention about a month or so ago about when the Delphi murders, where they're at the river with metal detectors and this and that and the other, and there's leaking information and blah, 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 blah. Now what? It's election year. I think in like 20, 30 days, they're about to have that election in Delphi. That's what you would do. Well, we got to make sure, we got to look like we're doing something, so let's get out there. And also a budget. If they don't spend that money or they want extra money, then they get that same amount the next quarter or next year, whatever it is. So you have to look like, again, I'm just speculating here. I'm using assumption, my personal opinion. Because why? They're not giving us anything. We don't know anything. With the Delphi murders, we don't even know how the girls died. We don't know anything. They won't say. Not even most crimes you would know. Nah. Under the guise, again, under the excuse of, well, we're protecting this case. Is there going to be a case? What is going on? Is it me? Am I just like paranoid? And just because you're paranoid don't mean it ain't true. Remember that. People are lackadaisical with their lives. They don't want to think about these things. These are kind of dark things, dark subjects. They want to think that, oh, everybody is, unfortunately not. Every place you go, there's going to be people that have personality defects, that lust for power. There ain't a place you can go without that, man. These people, some of these people, like psychopaths, are smart and charming and the lust for power and this and that. And they might do good, hey, some good, I should say. But it is just, I don't get it. I don't see why somebody hasn't said something. Isn't it worth risking even if it's, oh, career, I got to get that pension. Isn't it worth something to speak out? Has anybody spoken out? Has there been like an insider come forward and no. You do as you're told. You'll have nothing in like it. That's what they're doing. It's frustrating. And also, are these connected? The Delphi murders and the Flora fires? Is there any way they could be connected? Again, I'm not the deepest diver on these things. And pray for the girls and their families, and pray for law enforcement and fire department and first responder, everybody. Spread the blessings. Are they connected? Comment below if you think, especially if you live around that area. What do you think? Who you voting for? Are you going to vote for that? Uh, I don't even want to say his name. Are you? Are you? Is it just a new boss, same as the old boss kind of thing? Just another piece. Just and again, in certain times, in certain levels of city government and all these other things, they're told what to do. You join this society, you join this group, you are told what to do. And then eventually, if you get through, then you're the ones telling people. You understand what I'm saying? And there's these groups all over. They're all connected. It's shit. Not all of them are bad, you know? And of course, I guarantee this, if something does break and they do have like a sting operation, like a bigger sting, and they're going after like local officials or what have you, here comes the mental ill. I'm mentally ill. I got, they're going to use that as an excuse. And I have a feeling there's going to be some like self-deletion, if you know what I'm talking about, or under the guise of that. I just don't think this ruse can keep. Again, people think they're like, oh, okay, everything's exposed. It might take years. It seems like something's about to happen with just the corruption. And then some people I've chatted with, oh, there's no corruption. No. See, do you follow any other cases? Because this is the only case I know in history where they're making so many mistakes and not releasing stuff, and they're all connected. It's just like, what? Like in the 2019 presser, why didn't they release the Anthony shots? Why did they wait another 2 years to release that? And they've been sitting on it since the first week, I guess, when murders happened. What is that? How can that be? And the Flora fires. How did the first investigator say, nah, nothing here, let's move on? And then the second one be like, look, dude, this is obvious arson. And then people quit. People resign, this, that, and the other. I wonder if they got their pensions. It's pray for these families. Pray for the victims. Pray for law enforcement. Pray for local government. Not everybody is bad. It only takes one rotten apple to ruin the whole barrel, man. I mean, it's just like, it's something needs to be done. People need to speak out. You think it's other people's problems. I'm not from that little area, but there needs to be a protest. There needs to be something. Is there a local YouTuber from around there that can I don't know. I mean, seems like people are scared to speak out. When I watched that EW interview, and thank you, Unresolved Crimes, who posted that, who got that interview. That's what he said. He was like, dude, I moved out of the county. I don't know, man. I feel for these people. I have a feeling like something's really going on in that area. Again, it's levels of this corruption in every town, but man, it's off the charts there. I think it was in another town they'd already solved this. I think people would be in jail, and I think that multiple levels of that. There's something going on. Is this connected to a bigger? Again, I just have a feeling this is a crime within a crime that has to. Its tentacles are going out, and they're covering for its little thing because they don't want it to expose this bigger corruption. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm and they might dangle someone out to dry, and we got them now, but they're not going to go past this. Is that what's going on? Comment below. Let me know. I have a gut feeling that something's going on. And I have a gut feeling, unfortunately, that something else is going to happen. Maybe it already has. Maybe it's happened a few times. We just don't know. because we don't know the other, how far these tentacles, again, we're looking at this one crime and we don't know about the other stuff that could be, I just have a feeling. And this is one of the reasons why I have a feeling, because all through history, when you look at it, that's how it goes down. There's nothing unique under the sun, people. This is as old as time. People doing this. They're subversive. They want to do stuff behind closed doors. And it's affecting people's lives. It affects, matter of fact, especially the people around that area, but actually it affects all of us. We have to speak up. Unless we just want, oh, well, see, I mean, no. I don't think, no. Somebody has to know. Somebody has to speak up. Isn't it worth is that how, I mean, it's like, seems like there's certain things I can't say. Again, I'm being doxxed. I can't say certain things. And I don't want to be doxxed any more than I already am. But comment. What do you think? Same cast of characters. Look into it. I can't say who or what or where. And not all the same, because it's the same county. So some of them are the same, but they're not. It isn't like it's a very few, So don't get it wrong when you look at, oh yeah, they were, no. See, that's what another thing you would do. You would frame people. You'd set them up. I think that's going on too, at different levels too. Let me know what you think. Again, please share, like, subscribe. If you want to support the channel, it's in the description, information for Zelle. And I do this every day, rant like a madman. It's my personal opinion, my humble opinion. I'll be here tomorrow. So I love y'all. Be blessed. Cheers.